All right.
Well,
No, wait. We're all back. I'm fucking up. I just showed everyone my desktop. God balls damn it.
this is horrible.
This is not the best start we've ever had.
Can I go get some more goldfish crackers? How long are you gonna be?
I mean, we should be good. We should be good. Are any of you on the actual Twitch page right now?
I am. Mine says loading video.
It just says loading video?
Mm-hmm. But I'm notoriously slow.
Alright, well, I'm F5ing because I need to know. I need to know. Oh, alright, I'm good. F5. Guys, if your video thing is frozen, just F5 it. Because it's fine.
Sirken, they can't hear you if their video's frozen.
No, they should. Maybe. Fuck.
Why does your annoyance amuse me?
I don't know. It shouldn't, but for what it's worth, I think you're in the majority. I think most players on the server take a lot of joy in me and my suffering. My absolute suffering. So Knix, because we're just gonna pretend the last like 10 minutes didn't even happen.
Oh, lovely.
So if you wanted to give a real brief hello for the people on YouTube that won't see what happened earlier.
Creative editing, huh?
Creative editing.
Hi, I'm Knix from TMO, not an officer. Not a tactical person either of TMO.
Did you almost say not a statistic?
I did. I almost said statistical.
I'm not a statistic. I'm a real person. I got feelings. Oh, there's a train going by. We're at that part of the year where I can start opening my window again. You guys are going to get train sounds.
You're going to get trained.
Sounds classic.
Sounds classic.
Ereni, did you actually go get crackers?
No.
Oh, well, hi, Ereni.
Hi.
How are you tonight?
I'm good.
So far, A+ stream. I bet you're real glad to be here.
Definitely.
Who are you?
I'm Ereni, and I'm the cleric in Rampage.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Uberbandit. Help.
I mean...
Just help.
So you remember how you were trying to fix all those volume things?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look at chat, you broke it by trying to fix it.
I don't care.
Your
if I'm
sound balance is all...
I don't care. If I'm too low, it's okay.
But they signed in to hear you chat.
I don't think they do. I think if anything, they're here for you guys. You fine people. Skype is loud of 10, I guess.
just so
I don't know. I mean, if I get some suggestions, I'll try to tinker, but it sounds good for me, and I'm assuming for you guys too.
You guys all sound the same level to me. See, look at all the love you're getting here. I'm only here for Sirken.
I'm sure those people are waiting on petitions. Alright, so people, I will say one thing right out the gate. I know that there were a lot of questions last week that we did not get to answer. We really tried to answer as many.
I'm surprised you got to see any. Jesus.
It was hard. Like, I've never, ever...
Yeah.
Ever had to put, like, chat in slow mode, and even then, we couldn't keep up with it. But yeah, if you guys do have questions, if you do an @Sirken P99, or if you do even an @Uberbandit 22, one of us will see them, and we'll grab that question, and we'll try to address it, because tonight's going to be smaller than last week, obviously.
Yeah, I would imagine smaller than, what did we get to? 1.5?
Yeah. 15-16 was what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Shout for the rest of the stream. Are they really saying on that? I could turn me up. Fine. Booming voice Sirken is here!
Oh, Rogan's here too.
Rogan's here. Oh man, me, Rogan, and that AWPS guy in chat, we were playing CSGO either 2 nights ago or last night, or I don't know. My days have been screwy. But recently, and I learned 2 valuable things. One, it's very important to have a push-to-talk key in CSGO. And 2, it's very important to figure out how to configure that before the match actually starts. Those are two things that I learned. I also learned that doing a 2 versus 1 Rogan, 2 versus 1 against Rogan, doesn't mean you have an advantage. At all. Not at all. These are the things that I learned.
So you're saying Rogan is worth 2 of you?
Rogan's worth a ton of me. And if we're talking in like CSGO currency, I don't even think there's like what's the word when you turn money into different money? An exchange.
Exchange.
Yes, I don't even think there's like an exchange value. Words are hard sometimes.
What if somebody doesn't know what CSGO is?
They should Google that shit.
Well, they should know what Counter-Strike is, and then by extension.
Oh, Counter-Strike.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you didn't know I was being rude to you? I'm sorry, Nick.
Sirken can't say anything because he pronounced op AWP just a second ago, so...
Pop?
Shut up.
How are you
he's not
supposed
too
to say
great
it?
at the CSGO
OP?
either.
Is it supposed to be OP and he said op?
No, it's an op is
it a
Counter-Strike
weapon?
gun.
Silly.
Some kind of weapon? Is that what
Yeah.
it
I'm
is?
glad you're here, you
It's-
Uberbandit.
Thanks.
Fix-
I
explain
love
things.
Uberbandit. He helps me.
Yeah.
He's the best legal representation that Bloomin' Onions can buy. And I would like to thank this wonderful community for all your Bloomin' Onions donations. I don't know exactly how PayPal allowed you to send food, but you know what? Funny story. Let's backtrack. Before I found P99, I used to play this other stupid game. It was just like a small community web browser-based game. And one of the nerds ran his own like homemade ice cream shop, and I was like, bullshit. And he legitimately sent me ice cream in the mail. They packed 3, he told me to pick 3 flavors, and I did, and he packed them in dry ice and sent that to my house.
What
I
flavor?
got a
Give him your
fish in the
address?
mail once.
Oh man, I don't know what any 3 of you just said.
What flavors did you get?
I let my brother pick one, and I don't remember which one he picked. But I picked one called Party Animal, because I never heard of it, and it was very colorful. And then I also picked cookies and cream, because cookies and cream is my legit favorite type of ice cream. So that's a thing. People have sent me food. I know on VZTZ, back before P99 was a thing, people actually used to do that shit. Where it'd be like, hey man, give me a fungi tunic, and I'll call Chili's and put an order on my credit card, and you just go pick it up. And so that's where the Bloomin' Onion thing actually started, was people getting Outback and Chili's, because they got that to-go window, the pickup window, where you can call ahead, put on a credit card.
Oh, I thought it had something to do with marshmallows.
We just got a horn or an alarm going off, because that's Chicago.
The word is car alarm.
Oh, good. They turned it off or finished stealing the car. Either one is acceptable. Either one I'm okay with, because it stopped, and that's all that matters.
What if it's your car?
My car's in the garage, and my alarm doesn't sound anything like that one. Although,
He knows it's been broken into and or stolen.
no one's ever actually broken into my cars.
Has anyone ever stolen your battery?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Someone broke into my
Why would they
fucking
steal
garage.
your...
Is that a Chicago thing?
That's in New York.
That's
cities.
a city thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Some asshole broke into my garage. I had a chain. I actually had a chain lock. I have a 67 Camaro. And in that car, the hood release is outside of the vehicle. It's not inside like modern cars. And so I have a little chain underneath to keep that lock closed.
Bolt cutters.
This son of a bitch broke into my garage, cut the lock on that fucking thing, popped the hood, and took my battery.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you right now. Actually, no, I can't say that. I don't know if he would have stole the car. The only reason I believe the car wasn't taken is because it wasn't running at the time. And so, they might not have known it was in there. I don't know. But now we moved it. I moved it to a different garage. It's not here anymore. One time I heard an alarm going off. I was on the 2nd floor of the building I lived in, and my bedroom window faced the street. And so I hear the alarm going off. I look out the window. I see 2 assholes breaking into my brother's car. they got the passenger door open already. And so I just opened the window and I shouted at them. And they just froze and ran. And then I told my brother, I'm like, there's some nerds breaking into your car right now. They tried to get his stereo out, but the 90, what was it, the 96 Blazers, they had a steel plate that actually locks the factory stereo in place. And so if you can't get that plate out, you can't get the radio out. And so they didn't get anything. Oh, I'm jealous. And so yeah, that's real life updates. Oh, one more real life update for everyone who cares. Sirken's dear mommy is in the hospital right now because her stupid asinine dog knocked her down and she fractured her hip. So it's not broken and she doesn't need surgery, which we're very happy about. And yesterday I was real close to driving up north and committing a hate crime against an animal. But instead I didn't. So all of you that would hate people who did bad things to animals, you don't have to hate me. Because I didn't do anything bad.
Well, I'm sorry about your mom. That's horrible.
It is.
I talked to her today, though. She seems a lot... I didn't talk to her yesterday. I only talked to my stepfather. And, like, the way he said it sounded really bad. But then...
You didn't go visit your mom?
I mean...
She's in the fucking hospital and you didn't actually visit her?
I mean...
What?
Here's the thing. I promise, in front of you and all of these stream listener people, if she's still in the hospital tomorrow, I'll go visit her.
Can you tell me one thing?
Yeah. I don't know.
You didn't just, like, not go see her because of Game of Thrones, right?
No, I asked my stepfather if I should go, and he said no, just wait and see what happens, because I don't even know how long they're going to keep her. And so I was like, okay. And then I talked to her today, and she seemed really good. And she said that they're probably going to keep her throughout the day. And then I talked to my stepfather, and he was like, they're definitely keeping her today. She's crazy. They might let her go tomorrow. And I said, all right. And now I'm telling you guys, if they do keep her tomorrow, I'll go visit her.
All right.
And
we'll
at
see.
a bare minimum, even if they let her go, I'll drive up north to her house and visit her, okay?
Sirken? Okay. You could have just said, yes, I did. It would have made this whole process a lot easier.
Well, legal advisor, where were you before I started ranting about all these things?
You didn't stop ranting!
Alright, look, I'll tell you guys this. I won't tell you what hospital it is, but it's up north by the Wisconsin border, and she's in room 4333.
Oh my
so
god!
You know it's a hospital with at least
we can
4 floors.
We can send her a blooming onion.
Maybe she'll... Oh.
It's at least not in the like. It's not in Chicago.
No. It's up in Lake County, I think.
Okay, you have a little bit going for you then. You're all right because it's kind of hella out of your way.
Do you ever talk to her about P99?
Oh God, yeah, that happened. I forget what day it was, but she asked me. Recently, Saturday. She was at my house Saturday, and she asked me what I was doing on Monday night, and I tried telling her that I was doing this stream.
Oh
and
God.
She has no idea.
Streaming is hard enough to explain.
She has no idea that, like, she has no idea what streaming is. She has no idea what EverQuest is. She has no idea about anything. I don't even know. I lived with her when I was 17, and that's when EQ Live first came out, but I don't think, like, she knew, like, I was playing an elf game. Like, she's just like, oh, at least he's not doing drugs. I love my child so much. And so, true story. I'll tell you guys more true stories. My mother had 7 goddamn miscarriages before she had me. And when I was born, I had no oxygen for over 7 minutes, and I had Apgar scores of 0 and 2. My doctors did not expect me to make it, and if they did, they expected me to be extremely messed up, way more than I am now. And so I feel kind of like I can just do whatever I want. But that's the reason my mom loves me so much, because at that point,
She would have loved anything.
Anything. A fucking goat could have came out, and she would have been like, I love this goat. It's my goat. But it was me, and she's like, I love him. And oh, my mom's good people. She's a little crazy. She's turning into my grandma, but...
How old is your mom? What age range?
How old am I? Alright, so I'm that old, and she was 31 when she had me, which makes her, because her birthday's in March...
Makes her 25?
64. My mom is 64.
You make her sound like she's 93.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
That's because she talks like this.
You should have your mom on stream.
Oh, should I do that?
Yeah.
Oh, God, if she wasn't in the hospital, tonight would be like the absolute perfect night. I could just call her and put her on speakerphone and be like, hi, Mom. You're on the internet. She's so cute. Like, I'll send her an email, and she'll be like, did you send me that email? And I'll be like, yeah, I did. Just, log in and look. And she's like, oh, well, you sent it to my home email, and I'm not at home. And I'm like, you understand the internet is just the internet, right? Like, your work internet and your home internet are not different. You can check your home email from anywhere that has the internet. You just log into Gmail. Well, I like to keep it at home because then I don't get them mixed up. It's like, how do you get them mixed up?
Well, I know we can't, I work somewhere where we can't access our home email on the computers.
All right, well, I've been to her work.
Yeah, but you have a cell phone, right?
Oh, yeah.
I've been to her job. It's like 4 ladies not doing shit, but gossiping with each other and perusing Facebook, and every so often dealing with legal paper jargon stuff. She works as a something in a law office for the National Education Association. Or the Illinois Education Association. I don't know. Lots of meetings in Springfield and or Bloomington. And
Yes.
there's a player from BDA who lives right near both of those cities. Because I have been talking to him on Skype recently, and it says his city, and I Google mapped his ass because I wanted to know how far away he was. He's not that far. He's like an hour and a half away. He's a little bit more north than Bloomington.
Okay, I was gonna say to get to Bloomington from Chicago is a little more than an hour and a half.
No. He's probably like 45 minutes to an hour north of Bloomington.
Oh, okay. So like halfway.
Yeah. I can stop there and get a burrito and call it a day. Stop talking about me. Hello, Narova. Oh, I have a question. We have questions.
They always have questions.
The business wants to know, will the CSR staff be cracking down on training on R99? And mostly, this concerns when the losing guild is losing the huge PvP battle they begin to train. Can we expect the CSR staff to start cracking down on this in Velius? Or will the CSR still continue to favor the Holocaust Guild and just let them train?
Oh, it's a red question.
Of course it's a red question, but it's kind of good because I can use it to segue into something I actually wanted to talk about. So first, the business. We do crack down on training. The problem with Holocaust is that there's so many people that even though I banned or suspended at least a half dozen of them last night or this morning, depending on how you look at it, you're not even going to notice because they're literally like 60% of the server. So I suspend 6 to 12 people, and it doesn't matter for shits at all. That being said, I did do like 90 some odd petitions. Here's the thing. I did 81 of 90 petitions, but I made notes on the other 9, so I know what I'm thinking on them. I just want to touch base with the player to make sure I understand the situation. As far as training on Red 99, it is shitty when that happens, especially in the situation that you just laid out, where you guys are having a PvP fight, and say your side is winning, and you're like, oh my god, we're gonna win, that's so great. and then you lose because some douche-noz drops mobs on your raid guild party group thing, and then game over, you die. And that sucks, and that's really shitty. But the good news is, I not recently, but maybe a month or two ago, I have suspended guilds for things on Red, and I'm going to continue that, because I do understand that the big cool kid thing to do on Red server is have all your characters on different accounts so that you can train on one but still play on your others. I'm just going to suspend the entire guild from things, and that kind of just covers everything. And I think that's a wonderful thing to do moving forward. As far as training, we need to catch it. We need to see it, or you need to fraps it or take real good screenshots. And I know a lot of people think it's shitty that we're like, well, you have to run fraps. But I think a lot of things are shitty and they happen anyway. So that's a thing.
I mean, there's not a lot of other options besides you being, clairvoyant and being there before it happens.
Right.
Like,
well, I tell players all the time when I talk to them that if you think, like Knix, I'm sure I've said this to you, or Ereni, I'm sure I've said this to you. If you guys are in a raid situation and you think there's a chance shit's going to happen, send me a tell. Let me know. Because I'd rather be there and nothing happen than not be there and shit go crazy. I don't generally know when mobs are going to spawn. I can't see windows. Even if I look up a mob, it's not going to be like, mob's not in window. Like, Trakenon literally just died a little while ago. And I can look up when the next Trakenon's going to spawn right now. And I know it's not in window, but it's already determined by the server when it's going to pop. And at the end of the day, I just don't care. I don't care. I'm not killing dragons. I'm not getting pixels. My guild is in the business of protecting dragons, apparently. And so, things. But if you shoot me a tell and just be like, hey, this is a free-for-all Trakenon, TMO's here, Rampage is here, Asgard's here, Haggard crew is here, BDA, Taken, Divinity, so on. Like, all these guilds are here, and we're scared. Help us, Sirken. Sirken will be there for you. Sirken will go into the Shadowlands of Emerald Jungle, and he will protect you from all the shenanigans that come along with a Sev kill nowadays. Also, nerds, don't be at the Field of Bone zone line for Sev kills. That's not
really?
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Field of Bone.
Yeah, Field of
Can
Bone.
you start off at Field of Bone?
I mean, I don't think so. I don't know if it's in writing anywhere, but I'm pretty sure there's a reason why every guild sets up at the Trakenon Teeth zone line instead of the Field of Bone zone line, being that the Trakenon Teeth zone line is farther away. That's my logic on it. And I feel it's good logic. And while we're in the neighborhood of Trakenon's Teeth and Emerald Jungle and training, and since Polite Pilot just asked the exact question I was going to touch on, let's talk about training in City of Mist. I know, I don't know if any of you guys have spent any time in COM lately, but...
Oh, lately?
Lately.
Is it worse?
Here's the thing. We've got one nerd who thinks it's funny as hell to, like, get a new IP address, because we've banned his IPs. But he thinks it's funny as hell to just get a new IP, make a new level 1 character, and run his macro quest and warp around and train people in City of Mist. And the good old Emperor Rogan has whipped his dirty parts out and thrown them on the table. and he put a stop to that very recently. And so now, being that players don't know that happened this morning or last night or whenever it happened, I'm thinking that somebody gets trained and they just assume it's like a hacker and they're like, oh, this guy's hacking, help, I got trained. And then I ask them, I'm like, who did it? Who's hacking? Who's training? And they're like, I don't know. I just don't know. I didn't see anything at all. And it's like, then how do you know it's a hacker? Like, if someone's legitimately still able to do the things that they were able to do last week, I need to know, because I need to tell Rogan what he did isn't working and that they're still able to do it. And now these people, every time they get hit by mobs, they're just like, oh, I got trained by a hacker, help. And it aggravates me. Don't petition that you got trained by a hacker. Put the person's name in. We'll know if they're a hacker. We check for that. We can see if you're hacking. Don't hack. Don't use third-party programs. Don't use ShowEQ. Don't use MacroQuest. Don't use any of that shit. Don't edit your zone files. Don't do dumb shit. Just don't do it. We will absolutely catch it. There's no magic thing that prevents you from logging in with it, but it flags you. And when we run a check to just ban everyone who's been flagged, you're going to get banned. I know some of you play on different EMU servers, and some of them have a required MQ2 compile. Some of them just let you use MacroQuest. Here's what you do for that. When you're done playing on that server, completely close your client. Alt-Control-Delete to bring up your processes. Kill the MacroQuest process. And then log back into EverQuest. If you just close MacroQuest and restart your client, it still runs in the background. And you will absolutely get flagged for running third-party programs on P99. We take that shit very seriously. You know what else we take very seriously is RMT. Don't do that shit either. Oh.
Let's go back in time, Sirken.
I want to go back in time to the red server thing real quick.
Okay.
I also want to add that very recently, I believe within this most recent week, I think I told you about this, Uberbandit, so if it was more than a week ago, correct me. But we have 2 new guides on staff now. We have Guide Chroma and Guide Bracknar. And so if you see them in game, please be very, very nice to them. If I hear of anybody being rude to them, I'm going to do horrible, horrible things to you until I get bored of doing horrible things to you. But I'm hoping that pretty soon they'll be ready to go on the red server, and I'm hoping that extra eyes and ears, staff presence, will alleviate some of the training that goes on red. Because like I was saying earlier, it's real shitty to win a PvP fight and then have your rewards taken from you because some asshole just flopped a bunch of NPCs. That's not PvP, that's garbage. I know there's a lot of kids that played on Sullen Zek who think they're PvP all-stars, but if you have to use NPCs in your PvP, you're not an all-star. You're just a training scrub who can't cut it on a real PvP server. And so I'm sorry for anyone whose only EQ experience is Sullen Zek. You missed out. But that's not PvP and that's not EverQuest. Another question I want to hit right out the gate is the Gina. Joe Rain asks about the Gina maps on P99 if it's bannable. Here's what I'm going to say. If I ever find a way that we can log that shit without disabling certain things that NoBlog demands stay in place, we'll absolutely ban people for it. There's a reason we took maps out of game, and if you want to run the risk of running in-game maps, you better just hope we never find a way to catch it without having an absurd amount of false positives. If we find a way to accurately detect that, all you nerds are in trouble. And you know you're in trouble because you know you shouldn't be using that shit. That's why when somebody mentions it in guild chat, you're all like, shh, say it in TeamSpeak, don't mention it here. GM Sirken could be lurking.
Sirken Gina's something else.
What do you think about audio triggers?
I think it's bullshit. When I was a player, I was straight up told audio triggers were bannable. And so we weren't allowed to use them. I think people that use them now are essentially scrubs. I think they're casual scrubs. I think
is it in the same boat as the mapper, whereas if you had a reliable way to find them?
It works the same way as the maps. And so once we have a way to do that, those people are in trouble. Until then, they are free to keep rolling the dice. But I mean, anything that gives you an in-game advantage that you shouldn't have, you probably shouldn't be doing. That's my That's my pro tip of the evening.
Alright. We're lightning round quick.
Wait. Before we lightning round quick.
Sirken, this is twice.
Alright.
What is it?
I wanted to go to the kitchen and get another drink.
No, fuck you and your drinks. Sirken, could you ask Rogan Nubok for snow in all zones until Velius launches?
Can I ask Rogan about making it snow?
In all zones until Velius launches.
No, that would drive me crazy.
I
The
mean,
first
you
thing
could
I
ask,
do
but-
is go into a zone and turn off the weather. I can't deal with rain and snow. I like to see as far as I can see, and I like to not be deafened by thunder.
Norova wants to know where the beta server went.
Beta server's being worked
Yeah.
on. So
I was
after
wondering-
after a patch, the devs go in there and do a bunch of shit and make sure that all the shit that just got patched is the way they want it to be. And as soon as they get done doing that, beta will be up again, I believe.
Why did they change the server name?
Because
Oh my god, we had so many people think that Velios was out.
all right,
I was
first
like,
of all,
seriously, people? No.
nerds, we didn't just have a giant stream last week announcing the dates of May 29th and May 30th for the Velius release on Project 1999
And didn't put it on the banner of the website.
with intent to ninja add Velius in the middle of the night and just everyone go to North Row.
I want to know how many people went to North Row.
So many people. There were over 100
Really?
people. There were over 100 people in North Row when I checked.
Okay, I didn't go to North Row. I sat and looked at the server select list for a long time trying to find Kunark.
Oh, wow.
Looking and looking and looking.
Knix, there's only like 4
Oh, it's
or
beautiful.
5 servers on the list.
I know, there was only 500 on it at the time, so it was like, okay, where's my server? Where's my server?
No,
Why
I
are
think-
500 people on beta?
I think that was just one of those things where he was in there doing a patch, making changes, and he was like, fuck it, we're close enough, I'm going to do it. I think that's all that was. I will say this patch was super important for me, and it's really shitty that there's no patch notes, because I was going to... You know how whenever there's a patch, there's patch notes usually, and it will say like, Haynar, this, Nobog, this, blah, blah, whatever depth, this. And so, recently, I run around with the Bard 2.0 and the Rogue 2.0. And recently, I was doing something which required me to switch my weapons out. And because the because the epics have their special, like, epic lore tags, and because the devs made a change, I'm no longer to summon multiple lore items and just have them overwrite each other and kind of, like, fuck with the client a little, or the interface, whatever it's called. I'm able to fuck with things a little bit so that I can look like I have both equipped, but in actuality I don't. And I wasn't able to put my weapons back, and my immersion was ruined. And so I went to Nobog, and I was like, look, this is going to sound like the dumbest shit. And I know you're working on Velius, and I know you're doing important things, and you can feel free to just ignore me or tell me to fuck off, but I need you to take the Rogue 2.0, I need you to copy it into a blank row of items, and I need you to remove the epic lore tag stuff so that I can equip it. My immersion is fucked. I don't even want to log in. And he did. He did. The next morning, I woke up from a message from Nobog that was like, item number, blah, 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 blah. You just need to wait for it to get patched in. And I love Nobog. Nobog's the best. And then I told Rogan like 2 nights ago, and he's like, why didn't you tell me? I could have just done blah-de-blah-de-blah, and you would have had all your things. And so, the important thing here that you should all take away from this is that I once again have a Bard 2.0 and a Rogue 2.0 equipped on Sirken, and I'm very, very happy about it. Any chance of an earthquake event of sorts before Velius? If you Tanani, listen here, Tanani. If you mean like earthquake repops, absolutely, we're going to try to do those more as we can.
There was one yesterday? 2
What?
days ago?
Yeah, there was one recently. And there was one on Monday in the middle of my stream.
Yeah.
Oh, that aggravates me. But
It's funny because Rogan was there to do it.
yeah, but he doesn't give any shits because he doesn't deal with the CSR petitions or the raid petitions. So he doesn't give any shits. Meanwhile, I have to make a choice. Like, do I stream or am I going to be GM Sirken now? Right now, this isn't GM Sirken.
Yeah. Did they get the raid the thing updated where when the mob's killed it changes?
The raid PHP?
Yeah.
I honestly have no idea. I have no control over that. If you guys say it's broken, I'll tell Rogan it's broken. And then, like, if the next day I still hear it's broken, I'll just... Like, every day that I hear it, I just tell him it's broken over again. And then eventually it gets fixed, and I know it gets fixed because players stop telling me it's broken. That's the thing. Uberbandit, I'm putting you in charge. I need to run to the kitchen.
Okay. Well, I saw a question a while ago that asked if there were going to be events related to Velius, and I know from last week's stream they definitely had said that that's the thing they want to do, and so it's more than likely going to happen. To what capacity or anything, I don't know, but there is going to be events leading up to Velius unlocking for sure.
Do you remember what they did?
Fuck no, I was like 5.
Right. Do you remember Knix?
I don't recall. I was a young druid when Velius came out. I was busy killing bandits and stuff.
What about you, Ereni?
Yeah, I was, I don't know, really young also. So, I don't remember shit about Velius, honestly.
Yeah, I played very bad on live because I didn't have any friends to help.
Oh, I would have been your friend.
So, it's like I can't tell you how many times I died in the Coronas without help or anything, you know.
Aww.
Yep.
When I hit level 8 on live on my very first character, I was so excited. Because I played a mage, and so you get invisibility at level 8, and I thought that was the coolest shit. And so I put all my stuff in the bank, and I invised, and I just went running. And I was like, I'm just going to follow zone walls, because that's the safest way to travel. And I made it. As level 8, I made it from North Quanos, technically the South Quanos Bank, but there's not a lot of threat in North Quanos. So whatever. North Quanos.
There is if they don't like you.
Well,
if you make the evil guards mad, they kill you.
Alright, so my very super first... Oh, shit. Alright. My super duper first character was a wood elf something. And I got lost in GFA and was like, this game is stupid. And I logged off. And then I logged back in later, and I didn't realize the server list changed. I figured whatever was at the top would always be at the top. Like maybe it was alphabetical or some shit. So I logged into the top server, and my freaking character was gone. And I was like, you know what? Whatever. That's stupid. And my buddy was like, oh, dude, you just got to know the name of your thing. And I was like, well, I don't. So now I'm on this other server called Valenzac. It's at the top. And I didn't know, like, PvP was a thing or not a thing. I was just like, let's do this one at the top. And so I did the one at the top. And I made a human Shadow Knight in Quanos. I got griefed off my character by Holly Windstalker so goddamn hard that I re-rolled an Erudite Mage. Because I even petitioned her, and the GMs didn't care. The GMs were fucking cool with Holly Windstalker griefing me right off my character.
They didn't let you know that was the NPC.
They didn't let me know shit. They were probably having a great time. They're like, look at this nerd. He thinks Holly Windstalker is fucking PKing him. That is unbelievable to me. Unbelievable. But yeah, and then I rolled my Erudite Mage, and I got him up to level 8, and I ran my ass from Quanos all the way to Felwith.
Why would an Erudite Mage pop in Kanos?
He didn't, but I hated Erudin and I left.
Yeah.
And so I took up residence in the Quanos area. And I even had a house. Oh my god, I was such a nerd. I had a house in North Quanos that I used to camp out in. Because I felt like it was my house. And
That's
so,
adorable.
like, no bullshit. I would sell my things at the stupid merchant not the first merchant, because his prices were shitty.
Did you have your own bed established?
Yeah, there's a bed in the house. I would sit in the bed and camp out. Oh, on my Wood Elf, my first character, I didn't realize that camp meant leave the game. And so I was trying to, like, you know how, like, when you group with a player, you're like, oh, let's group and kill things. I was like, dude, let's set up a camp and kill shit. And so, like, I'm clicking on camp, and I'm like, oh, this game sucks. I just keep crashing. I'm trying to party with you, but it just keeps kicking me out. Like, it was bad. The level of noob that I was back in '99, it was bad.
I'm very glad I had a father to run me it, and I
don't know. You missed out. That's an awesome story to have.
Oh, god damn it. I also know that I had no idea I missed Elfay when I hit Butcher Block the first time and then zoned into G-Fay. I got to Felwith and I thought I made it. And I was like, oh, I looked at my map. I'm like, oh, I guess this Akanon thing isn't really in the game. And so I just didn't. I guess I never questioned where gnomes came from. But I did stop.
They all come for that little camp in Elfay.
I stopped in every newbie city on my way. And by newbie city, I mean just cities. But I stopped in every city on my way to buy one of those, like, starter training robes from the local, like, mages guild. Because even though they had no stats, you have no idea how awesome I felt wearing, like, a Felwith training robe, because it was green.
They're different colors? Are you serious?
Oh yeah, Felwith was green, Freeport was purple, Quanos was blue, I think, Iridan's red, Neriak is like an ugly orangish color, I think. Either orangish or grayish, I don't
I remember being able to actually buy a couple colors from some places.
Is that only for mages, or is that for everybody?
No, that's all casters, I'm pretty sure.
No, yeah, because I think, like, the gnome starter is the yellow thing.
Oh, it is! It is yellow.
Yeah.
It's a
Econon's
icky
yellow.
color yellow.
Yeah. And then, you have all the people coming out of all the high elves and, the gross green ones.
A plus.
Yeah. I never thought
That's
about
fine.
that until literally right now.
I'm sorry, my mage went right from the yellow one to the one that I had bought her. Which
Was
that dark blue one that comes it's out of the hole. I can't remember what. I'm not good with names.
Don't worry,
But
I'm
it's
not either.
pretty. It's blue. Royal.
I mean, there's a lot of blue ones. Did it have eye nipples?
Maybe.
Like the robe of the Oracle, I think, is what he's talking about.
No, it's not that bad.
Oh no!
Continue to talk.
Azure Sky.
No,
now that's where
I'm
it's
wrong. The eye nipples, the Oracle robe has the sun nipples.
Mm-hmm.
The eye nipples are like the Apothic robe, or the Cerasilk, or Cryosilk, whatever you call it.
Mm-hmm.
That robe that doesn't drop anymore. Those are the ones with the eyeballs.
Doesn't Azure Sky have
Shiny
it?
robe of Underfoot. Is that what you're talking about? The blue robe from the hole?
It's the one you got to turn in a robe for it.
Yeah, you turn in the
Yeah.
shiny metallic robe, and you have
Yeah.
like a 1 in 5 chance of getting the other one.
Yeah, you
I
have
love that robe.
a 100% chance of buying it in EC Tunnel.
Man, you nerds don't even want to know how much money I paid for that fucking robe when it first came out. You have no idea. You have no idea.
Well,
When you
tell
were a
us.
player on P99?
When I was a player on P9, yeah, I think I was actually a guide when the hole opened up, and I was able to get a shiny robe. Though, I think I might have been a guide already on Red server.
Okay, let's say I'm gonna say 30K.
I don't even remember.
Oh.
I don't even remember. It was
But you know-
stupid though. It was so stupid.
Didn't stuff cost less? Somebody was telling me that stuff used to cost less before we had farmed so many things.
I mean,
There was less money on the server.
certain items did for sure, but
Although some stuff has gone up
hold on. You always had real expensive items, always.
Mhm.
It's
But
just
were they-
now certain items like first example pops in my head, J Boots MQ. Like you could get that shit for 4K. If you
Yeah.
were in a hurry, 5. But if you waited, you could get that for 4K. And now I see people charging like minimum 6. And it's
Well,
like,
that's-
ooh. And that's just
Well-
inflation. That's because there's so much platinum on the server that...
No, it's because you made it more difficult.
How did I make it more difficult?
The one in South Row is nearly impossible to farm.
Shit's classic.
Well, I don't care if it's
Nobody
classic or not.
ever-
It's
nobody-
harder.
Nobody
It's harder
ever
now.
farmed the South Row one on
Us-
any server.
There was
Besides
always-
P99,
Oh.
nobody ever farmed the South Row AC. On any
Hey.
EMU server, on any live server, ever. Maybe on
I
blue
used-
servers, because you could sit there all day and no one can do anything to you, and that's gay. But on the PvP servers that I was part of, nobody did the South Row AC, and nobody paid more than 5K for an MQ. There's too much platinum on the server.
yeah. But-
I agree with you. There's too many items too, because people have been farming Kunark for 4.5 years. But there's also way too much platinum on this server.
I'm telling you that
Yeah.
that Nilbog invented slot
Yeah.
machine ought to be a thing.
He
Yeah, is
actually
it-
has invented shit. Don't quote me on this. All right, let's not talk about what he's invented. Let's talk about the things that we've discussed, and I'm not sure if he's actually done them or not. But these are things I know are possible. Slot machines, roulette, blackjack.
Roulette? Wow.
Yeah, we can do a roulette
Mhm.
wheel. We can actually put a roulette wheel in EverQuest for you guys. I don't know what else, but I know slots, roulette, and blackjack we can do.
Is he going to do it on a boat?
We've talked about putting an NPC on a boat and having a riverboat casino.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's a couple zones that we could put it in, but the problem is it would be a city zone most likely, and we'd either have to do it in 2 cities, or we would have to find a zone that lighties and darkies could go in. I just saw Narova mention it. One of the places like all the staff thought would be really cool was Highkeep, because there's already like gambling tables in Highkeep.
Oh,
Mm.
Highkeep is so out of the way, though. Who's
Yeah.
going to go to Highkeep just
People
to do
who
that?
don't want to be bothered with casino spam.
Oh, that spam was awful.
So we put it out of the way.
Darkies are not welcome there.
That's
Oh, there
the
you go.
problem with Highkeep is it fucks darkies.
Can't you sneak by, though, or something? Invis?
I think they'd have to uninvis for the turn-ins for the casino,
Oh.
though. And so that's the problem. We need to find a spot that works for all races. And an NPC that just doesn't KOS people on a boat might be the best solution. And if not that, then we'll do it like on Kira Island. We'll just dock a boat and it won't move, and it will be like a parked riverboat casino.
Kira Island's off of Kanos, right?
Yeah, in between.
Another out of the
here.
way.
No, yeah, it's over actually in the Erud area of it. You have to take the boat from Quenos in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Here's
you
a
have to get
question
through
for you
Quenos.
Mhm.
from three times three Yester something.
Oh, he's here.
Who?
3x3, 3x3.
Okay.
I've chit-chatted with him in other people's channels. I'm happy he's here.
He wants to know if you're active on EQ Live still, since you can't play on P99 at all, or what games are you playing right now?
I'm not active on EQ Live right now. I do have an EQ Live account, but I'm not going to say anything about it because I don't want it to get banned.
Why would they ban you?
I'm pretty sure being part of a staff that operates an EverQuest emulated server is a violation of their EULA.
Oh,
So we're not going to tell them anything about my account.
okay.
But I will say a couple things about... Actually, hold on. Time out. First thing I'm going to do... I'm going to put a link in chat. And I'm saying it now because I'm hoping that by the time I actually link it in chat, they'll be hearing it and it will make sense. But this link that's going in chat right now, if you skip to 4150 on that link, you can listen to one of the guys at Capital Factory give a shout out to P99 and talk about him playing on P99 and talking about what's the words I'm looking for? Talking about the way MMOs used to be. And it really excites me when I hear game developers talking about classic EverQuest or specifically Project 1999 as something that they like. Because that means maybe we'll get a new MMO that has that feeling and that essence that classic EverQuest had. And so I would encourage all of you guys to please click that link. And if you don't care about the whole thing, just skip to 4150 and you can listen to the part of it. It's a little bit after that, but you won't miss anything if you go to 4150.
41 minutes?
Yeah, it's like 2 hours long.
Mercy.
So skip to 41 minutes and 50 seconds.
Oh, I want to watch the whole 2 hours.
Well, you shouldn't do that right now. But I would suggest when you guys have a minute, definitely click that link, support those people, because they seem like good people. I don't know what project they're working on right now. I tried looking it up. It sounds like they had a very successful Kickstarter for something.
It kind of, I just clicked on it, and it kind of looks like I'm eavesdropping on a meeting.
That's
like
kind of how
like
it felt,
cameras.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like yeah.
It's just cameras and some nerds sitting on some chairs. But I like when people give P99 shout-outs, and so I figured I would tell all of you guys to return the favor. If they're going to help, every time somebody mentions P99, if you've never heard of it, if you're watching that link because you're into Capital Factory, you might never have heard of Project 1999. And then you hear one of the devs talking about playing on it, next thing you know, you're Googling it, and you're like, holy shit, these guys are doing classic EverQuest better than anyone else on the internet. Where can I sign up? And then they go to www.project1999.com, and they get all the infos they need to start playing for free immediately. And so, I just wanted people to check them out too. It was on my list of things I wanted to talk about. I have other things. I guess
stop the rain.
This is... No, I'm not.
Sirken.
Yeah, buddy.
Red, yellow, pink, or orange starbursts?
Oh, shit. I actually am not a fan of starbursts. If I had to pick, I'd probably go red or pink, to be honest.
What?
I'm just defaulting, assuming like one is cherry and one is like
pink?
Strawberry.
I think pink's like lemonade or something.
Pink is weird and doesn't taste very great. You gotta go yellow or orange. That's where it's at.
Oh,
orange.
Oh, I do remember
green is awful.
Starbursts. Orange Starbursts are good.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't taste like other orange flavored candy.
It doesn't.
No. Kudos to you guys at what are they called? Starburst. Kudos to you guys at Starburst for your orange flavoring, because that's some unique shit. Also, the guys at Dum Dums, you messed up. You messed up so fucking bad, guys. You had a fruit punch flavor that tasted exactly like Hawaiian Punch, and it was the best little sucker I could put in my mouth. And now you ruined it. You ruined it, and it tastes like not Hawaiian Punch. It tastes like garbage ass, like 100% fruit juice fruit punch. And if I wanted that, I wouldn't be buying fucking candy. Spoiler alerts, I'd be buying fruit. So please, please, please go back to your Hawaiian Punch flavor. Until then, I'm just gonna buy fucking containers of the Dum Dum, or of the blueberry Dum Dums. Because blueberry Dum Dums are awesome. Very awesome. Station identification real quick, because I hit a button. I didn't mean to hit it. Aw, buddy, I'm trying to thank you for following me, but you know what? I'm hitting all the wrong buttons on my phone. Fat Town, thanks for hitting the follow button. And Tovaxian and Silax and Bright Black Heaven and Ryzen Costin, you're not here because you followed at 11 o'clock this morning for some reason that I don't understand. But thank you all for hitting the follow button. I do appreciate that a lot.
Maybe he watched your YouTube video.
Maybe.
Do you put your... Where can they find your YouTube videos, Sirken?
Oh my god, at www.youtube.com/SirkenP99. It has all the things I do.
And exclusive videos.
Look, I'm going to tell you, that's true.
We did like 2 of them, right?
That is true. There's been a few. There are some videos that go up on the YouTube that aren't Twitch streams, and They usually don't stay up very long. They're just for the people that subscribe on YouTube. There's been videos of my dog. There's been videos of my house. There's been videos of me breaking into the homes of Knix, Ereni, and Uberbandit.
What?
Oh,
What?
Yes, absolutely true. I've gone through all of your refrigerators, your closets. I've made videos of all of these things. I leave it on the YouTube for 24 to 48 hours, and then I take it down. And the only reason you three don't know about this is because you clearly don't subscribe to me on YouTube. But all the rest of you people listening, you can subscribe to me on YouTube, and then you'll get to see the inside of Knix, Ereni, and Uberbandit's house.
It's not true at all.
It is true. They actually all live together in one house, and that's what makes it so easy for me to break into and knock it out in one video.
Yep.
Sure.
They do have 3 separate refrigerators, though, because from what I've heard from other people in the house, Ereni is crazy with her food and will not let Knix or Uberbandit within a feet of her refrigerator. Which then
Yes,
forced
it's her
Uberbandit.
ice cream.
She's crazy about that.
I
ice
can't
cream.
even eat ice cream.
I keep ice cream in the refrigerator.
Doesn't it melt?
That's the joke.
Oh, sorry. I'm
I
not paying
don't.
attention. I'm just
I
I'm just
mean,
rambling on.
If you cranked up your refrigerator and then put it like way in the back, you might actually be able to keep it at that like perfect, soft enough to actually scoop temperature.
But why not put it in the freezer?
Because then, when you want to eat the ice cream, you can actually, breaking a spoon.
Well, you don't have the freezer on extreme temperature. Problem
what about the
solved.
meats?
But it would
About your
freeze
meats.
cheese.
I don't get it.
Wait, cheese?
I know you are against cheese, but normal people have cheese in their refrigerator.
They do?
They do. And if my refrigerator is keeping ice cream as ice cream, I have a feeling it's going to fuck my cheese.
Hold on, can someone corroborate this cheese in the freezer thing?
No, cheese in the
No one
refrigerator.
puts-
Oh, refrigerator.
Yeah.
I thought we were on freezer.
Look, we're just going to move on.
Okay.
I feel that's probably for the betterness of everybody.
So are you acting as Uberbandit's lawyer at this moment?
I mean, no, I think I'm just representing myself in this moment. What do I want to say? I want to say a couple things. If any of you visit the EverQuest Reddit, you know what? Even though they hate us, I'm going to throw a link in chat, but I'm going to wait like 15 seconds before I actually hit the enter key. But here's the thing. If any of you guys...
Hate us?
What's that? I think they hate us. Based on
great.
some of the things I've seen from some of the mods over there, I don't think they're big fans. But either way, I'm going to plug their Reddit, and I'm going to tell you guys, click on that. It's an EverQuest Reddit. It's not owned by Sony or Daybreak. It's set up by regular players.
Can we talk about P99 things?
Oh, we can in just 1 second. I just want to say, if you do go to that
I meant on
EverQuest
this Reddit.
You can talk about P99 things, but don't make posts that are like, come play on this server. Like, if you're sharing experiences or stories or just having conversations, fine. But I would ask you guys, please, not to make threads that are like, come play on Project 1999. Because they don't like that shit. And realistically, if somebody came to our server and just bombed it with, come play on this, we wouldn't like it either.
It happens all the time.
It does, and we move it to
Does
off
it?
topic. But we're not really threatened by other games. Like the people that play on P99, they play here because other games aren't doing it for them. If you want to play a cookie cutter of World of Warcraft, there's a bajillion MMOs out there for you. And if you want to play live EverQuest, I feel that P99 would not scratch that itch. And if you want classic EverQuest, I really truly don't believe there's anything else on the internet that will scratch that itch except for us. I see it as very different products.
I definitely still vomit in my mouth a little bit when I recall that, I don't know if she was an EQ dev or something, but the one that was bragging about 3-boxing and how that's what EverQuest is. That made me throw up a little bit. Like, I don't...
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, some people, you know who Haynar is, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so Haynar, for those of you who don't know, he's one of our very, very awesome P99 devs who's been with the project forever, longer than I have, and he's a saint. But he's big on boxing. And as a dev, he's allowed to play. But he won't play on P99 because we will not let him box. Me, I wouldn't box. Even if I was allowed to play on P99 and you were allowed to 2-box, I still wouldn't do it. When I played on VZTZ, players were allowed to 2-box, and I didn't do it there. And it's just because I don't want to. Like, I want to focus on what I'm doing with my one character, and I want to make that character as good at my class as I can possibly make him. I know I've been logging into beta, and when I log into beta, the class I'm most familiar with is a Necro, so I'll play a Necro. Like, I'll make a level 1 on a regular player account and just beta copy him over. And I'll try to think of a real cool name, but it's hard to do because some of the cooler names are taken. But either way, I find a cool name, I run with that cool name, and then I do Necro things. And if I'm by myself, I don't feel bad. But if I'm playing beta with anybody else, like, I know there's things that I'm forgetting because while I'm in the group, like, I know there's things I used to be doing in those situations as a player, and it's just been so many years since I played that I can't remember what they were. And so it makes me feel like a really bad, shitty Necro. But I don't even care because it's been so long since I got to play that I love that there's a beta server, and I love that I get to play on it.
Speaking of names, is it possible that not to wipe all the old names, but if somebody's accounts are banned or nobody's played them for 2-3 years, is it possible to recover those names so that they can be used again?
No. When we ban an account, we pretty much ban it. I mean, if a lot of people really care about their names, and so if we told them, like, oh, well, if you get banned, it's okay, you still have your name, it would take some of the sting out of being banned.
I wasn't thinking about people using their same name. I was just, there's so many ways that people try and spell the same name. And I just,
so, like if you wanted a name from a character that someone made a year ago and no longer plays on the server.
Yeah.
And you just happen to want the same one and you realize it's unavailable. The only problem I see with that is how many bloody petitions that would create. And how difficult it would be to go through that. And also the never wipe policy.
Yeah, that's the big thing. We don't wipe our servers. And part of the reason we don't wipe our servers ever is because we want people to know that if they play here, if they invest time here, that their time is safe and their investment is safe. And even if they're gone for 6 months or 12 months or 18 months, when they come back, their stuff will be here exactly how they left it. And so, if you made a name, like say you made the name Uberbandit, because that's the name you always had, and you stopped playing for a while and I gave it to someone else, you would not be happy. Or Ereni, let's say you went to prison for a year, and then when you got out of prison, there's a high chance she's going to go to jail.
Don't mess with me, alright?
I'm just saying, I've heard stories. She will stab you.
I'll kill you.
But let's just say Ereni has to go to prison for a year. And then when she comes out, she finds out the character name Ereni was given to some scrub because she hadn't logged in for a year. And I was like, well,
then I'll murder Sirken in real life.
Yeah, well, first of all, that would be horrible. Don't do that.
You just can't give my name away.
Well, now I know, and it's a good thing we had this discussion because let me tell you, I didn't realize it was that serious. but I mean,
hey, Sirken.
Yeah.
How about names if they're coming from the Recycle server and getting merged into Blue? When that's a thing in the distant future.
So, the most thorough discussion we've ever had on a Recycle server was last week on Blue Stream.
Oh,
Last week on
so that hasn't even been thought about yet.
Yeah, there are no like super in-depth talks about it. All the ideas that have been thrown out, you guys heard because they were on stream last week. If any of you missed that, you can check it out on the YouTube. It's there. But there's not a lot of planning. So basically, there will be. Like, if we do something, we're not going to half-ass it. But, I mean, there's mixed opinions on if we should do a Teams PvP server, if we should do a Discord PvP server, or if we should do another copy of Blue. I know,
as it stands, like the devs who are the engine behind any new server happening already kind of have attention on Velius, and after that they have attention on a well-deserved break.
yes. Well, I know that the devs everybody really wants to see a classic live server with legit like progression. You know,
The
I
actual
know
timeline.
EQ Live has a progression server in the works, and kudos to them. I hope all the best things for them. But it's not classic.
Nope.
And so, what
You mean they'll have target windows or
target rings, spell sets,
Revamp zones.
Yes, exactly.
Just like the biggest thing.
Character models, Luckland models. You're probably going to have some NPCs from future expansions and old world zones that they didn't get rid of. I mean, P99 is like a 5 or 6 year work in progress. Like, every time we patch, we're still doing things that are making Classic and Kunark more classic. And so there is no way in this universe that the EQ1 devs who were just put on that project are going to be able to completely revert everything to Classic by this summer to open a Classic progression server. It will never happen in a million years. As someone who talks to devs that are actually working on those exact projects, it will never happen. P99 Junkie AWPS. I don't know what took you so long, sir. You should have followed right after we CS:GO'd. And Vi Kang, thanks for following, pals. You make my heart happy. Shit. Oh, yeah, we were talking about live. That's some other things. You know what? I'm gonna help Daybreak. We're gonna help Daybreak Games, guys. We're gonna help all of them. Dear Daybreak Games, my name is Sirken. I'm part of the EverQuest Project 1999 server. I hope you don't hate me, because I have a lot of respect for what you guys do. I'm gonna give you guys some pro tips. And I know you can't do all of these things, because at the end of the day, you have to turn a profit, and this is your job, your livelihood, your careers. They all depend on this being a certain way, successful. And whereas P99 staff are just a bunch of unpaid volunteers, and if nobody plays on our server, we don't give any shits. We have the luxury of being able not to give shits, whereas you guys can't, because you'll lose your jobs, and that would be horrible. I'd never wish that on anybody. But let me tell you something. Stop giving players what they want. It sounds stupid, it sounds counterproductive, but you have to stop. The reason MMOs work is because people are in it for the long haul. You can't give everybody all the loots right away. Part of what made EverQuest so great was how rare shit was. When you got something, whether it was gloves, boots, an earring, a cloak, a goddamn range item that you didn't use because you were a caster, whatever you got felt so fucking good because good loots were far and few between, and when you got one, it actually meant something. And by giving everybody a trophy, it takes that feeling away. Furthermore, and this might be a money thing, you can't allow boxing. I know you're like, well, more accounts is good, but it's not good because you kill the community. And when you kill the community, you have less people overall. I mean, maybe in your brains you're like, well, we have all these people that want to play, and if we let them all play 2 characters, we'll have twice as many people. That's not how it works. I mean, maybe on paper it looks good, but the amount of people you're going to scare away by allowing boxing is going to overall yield you less players. The reason EverQuest was successful And the reason people play on P99 and the reason people keep hammering at you guys to do a classic server is because EverQuest was a community-based game. It was a social-based game. Nobody played EverQuest because the content was amazingly awesome and better than every other game. The reason people stayed with EverQuest when every other MMO came out was because of their friends, was because of their guild, was because of the community and the people they played with. They didn't want to leave those people. When groups of people went to these new games, they went as guilds. You very rarely had one person being like, "Goodbye, my EverQuest guild. I know you're all staying here, but I'm going to this new game." And if they did, they'd be back in 2 months. Every MMO that came out, I remember nerds would quit, I'd get a bunch of pixels, and then they'd come back and cry. Until World of Warcraft in 04, at which case they didn't come back. But from 99 to 2004, they always came back. The only game that worried me was Dark Age of Camelot. I thought Dark Age Camelot was an awesome game, and that one scared me a little bit. But people came back from that too. And I don't know, Daybreak. I hope you listen to me, because here's the thing. I would love to play on a classic EQ server. I would love it. But I'm not allowed to play on P99. Because contrary to what people say in the forums, staff actually has rules. And we take our rules and our staff integrity, server integrity, real serious. And so GMs, just simply not allowed to play. And as someone who's been a GM for almost 7 of the last 8 years across multiple EQ EMU servers, projects, and parts of different staffs, I've never been fired, removed, asked to leave, or has anyone ever presented evidence of me breaking a staff rule. I feel I've earned the right to tell you how to do the jobs you've been doing probably your entire lives. And I don't know if any of you guys have thoughts or ideas on how to make a better game or MMO or how to improve EverQuest. Fire your thoughts off at Daybreak.
Well, rather fire your thoughts off at their financial backing.
Man,
the actual studio does nothing.
Here's the thing, though. They don't need to spend more money. Like, the problem isn't a lack of content with EverQuest. The problem is all the shit they added. They need to go no-bog and just start cutting things that people like.
I like my target rings and my compass.
Oh my god!
You knew I liked the compass.
I'm gonna have to get you and your husband on stream together one night.
Oh my god!
Because you told me he plays EQ Live, right?
Yeah.
And he kind of makes fun of you for not.
Yes.
For your choice in server.
Yes. Yes.
How many accounts does he play?
He has, I think, 2 or 3 accounts. He plays my account every once in a while. He says he said I visited Knix.
Oh.
Yeah, the accounts are free to keep these days. Mm-hmm. It's some kind of weird thing. I don't really know. I don't know why they don't charge you for it anymore, but they don't.
Because they couldn't make money off the subscription model.
Yep, I was gonna say I can tell you why.
Because they lost all their player base.
Yeah.
I
agree. I mean, that's the thing a lot of people don't understand. Like, I've had so many people shoot me PMs and be like, "Why don't you guys charge for P99? You're so stupid." And then I see other scumbags post shit on the forums like, "If I ran this server, I would definitely RMT, so there's no way Rogan and Nilbog and Sirken aren't RMT." And it's like, first of all, just because you're a scumbag doesn't mean we're scumbags. And second of all, we would lose, like, I don't know about you guys personally, but it's my opinion that we would lose a ton of people if this game wasn't free. And even if there was, like fuck charging to play it, even if you could buy an advantage, I think we would lose a lot of players. I think a lot of people play here specifically because they know that you can't buy your way to get ahead. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there's some people that would, because I know that as you get older in life, you get to a point where you have more money than time sometimes. And so it's just easier to drop 20 or 30 bucks and get your platinum than it would be to actually put in the hours to farm that much platinum. And I would just say don't do that, because in the short term, yeah, you're going to have fun, you're going to buy things in the tunnel, you're going to be like, this is great, my nostalgia is being scratched so good, but we're going to ban you. We're going to find that arm tier, we're going to find every transaction he's ever done, and then we're going to ban everybody, all of the arm tiers accounts, and everybody who's done a transaction with that arm tier. And it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. The amount of dumb assholes throwing money at RMT makes me want to put a donation button on my stream. And it's just, it's going to say, like, please donate. This will not help P99. This will go right into my pocket, and I will use it however I see fit. It will do absolutely nothing to benefit you in any way, shape, or form. Thank you. And
well, I've seen buttons that say that this money donated will go to upgrade my computer stream quality and stuff like that.
No,
say
that's
that.
bullshit. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't
Why
say
not?
that at all, because I'm going to be honest with people. I'm going to be
He's gonna
100%
spend it on pizza.
I'm going to spend it on food, cigarettes, beers. Who knows? You know what? All right, time out. Truth. If we made any money off this, the very first thing I would do is buy the 4 of us wireless headsets. That is what I would do. I would go in the order of appearances and just boom, boom, boom. Knix, you have the most, so you'd get the first one.
You know what? I have to tell you something.
Uh-oh.
I have a wireless headset.
Well, I mean, you can get a second one if the people donated money.
Oh, there you go.
Sirken, I have to tell you something. I have a freestanding studio mic.
Alright, well, you know what?
And earbuds.
Ereni, do you have any fancy studio mic or wireless headsets?
No.
Alright, well, you know what?
My mic is 10 years old.
So is mine. Oh,
And I'm still connected to the computer via headset.
I'm pretty sure we have the same mic.
Yeah,
I feel like
probably.
I've either seen a picture of yours or something, or you told me, but I feel like you and me have a very similar mic setup.
Probably,
Where
yeah.
It's just kind of like sitting on the desk to the right.
Everyone complains about our keyboarding strokes, so probably. Might as well.
Stop complaining. Embrace the keyboard strokes, guys. Embrace it.
It was I was laughing a bit earlier because when Ereni was typing to us that she was going to go AFK, it was so loud and took so long. She actually could have just said it.
Was that the chocolate ice cream one?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, if only you guys could see the super important messages we send each other in the middle of stream. Oh,
It was very important.
Oh, I would never, ever, ever dare to get between a woman and her chocolate ice cream. If I've learned anything in this life, it is not to do that. So, oh shit, this recording, I mean, this isn't a recording, this is live footage. And in this live footage, I apparently forgot to pop the new guides that surely existed at the time this was live.
Oh yeah, I want to see what they look like.
Oh, well,
About that.
I guess I'm just gonna be a dick and not do it. I'm definitely choosing not to do it, though. It's surely not, because this is pre-recorded.
Oh, look, there's Various.
Various has made it out of the pool. He shook all his shit off. You can't see, but I just did a dog shake. And he got all the water all over everybody else. And he's all
Except
like,
for the guides that he was too rude to pop.
look.
Did you inspect them for leeches?
Oh, god damn it. God damn it. Various. We're going to ignore the leeches. We're going to ignore what Uberbandit said. We're going to ignore all of your words. All of them. Together. That way no one can accuse me of favoritism. Is there anything else? I don't know. Hey, pals, you've all played EverQuest for a long time. Uberbandit, I know you might not have progressed to the end game, but you still have played EverQuest
It's
for
like
a
the fuck
long
out of
time.
EverQuest.
Yes. And so I'm curious. I guess I'm going to go to each of you, and I'm just going to start with Uberbandit. And then I'll probably go to Knix. But, Uberbandit,
Yeah.
As I know you play Guild Wars 2. I don't know if you've played any other MMOs
A lot.
recently.
Everything. Nearly everything.
But as someone with experience and with, with EQ and P99 and modern MMOs, if you could give Daybreak just one super awesome tip that we haven't said yet to make their upcoming server super fantastic, what would you tell them? Or if they wanted to make another game, like give me one tip for the perfect MMO that you just don't see in modern MMOs anymore.
The one thing you don't see in modern MMOs is things like the formations of relationships and friendships just from an EXP party. You know, the fact that in order to even get anywhere in this game, you have to have a social experience. A lot of MMOs now are a single-player game in which other people inhabit it, not necessarily an actual multiplayer game. If anything, in a lot of them, one of the things that Guild Wars, I think, did right, but WoW, one of the issues was other people were actually an inconvenience when you were trying to level up because they would take your merps.
True.
You know? You're like, I don't want to be in the same... I don't want to share this space with this other person. I'm trying to do my thing. And, you know, outside of trying to sell an EverQuest, that's not so much a thing. And so I think by forcing that position, you end up with better players.
100% I agree with you. Community is a huge thing that MMOs don't have anymore. I know I played, I guess the most recent MMO I tried was ESO, and I did not play long enough to get to max level because I lost interest, but I didn't need people at all for any part of that game. And with Star Wars, I did get to max level. Also, did not need people for any part of that game.
How many weeks did it take you to get to max level?
In Star Wars, it took a couple months, but I didn't play it like crazy hardcore, and most of my XP came from the PvP battlegrounds or the story mode.
And I can't remember.
Tellin and Charity Cockfight. Tellin, why weren't you following me before? That's bullshit.
Wait a minute, what was the second person's name?
Charity Cockfight. Look, some people support cockfighting. I can't do anything about that. But for what it's worth, it's Charity Cockfight, so at least it sounds like it's going to a good cause. And that's really all we care about here at P99 is good causes.
The other thing is, I can't remember the last MMO in which I've celebrated getting something done. Like, I have great memories from when my dad was playing EverQuest and I was a kid. You got his row of Azure Sky, went out for fucking ice cream. Like, it's a thing.
It's awesome.
And I cannot name a single MMO where I felt that level of accomplishment. You just sort of get there and you're like, oh, yeah, I'm here. Doing the thing I actually wanted to do 3 weeks ago.
I wish my father played EverQuest instead of cheating on my mom and becoming a deadbeat coke addict. Oh, that would have made for such a better childhood.
Maybe you would visit her in the hospital.
Let me tell you what my fucking father did one year. I was a wee little lad of maybe three, definitely 3. Or almost, like a week before my 3rd birthday, because my brother's birthday is a week before me. But listen, my mother is a saint, and even though my father was a piece of shit, she didn't want me to grow up thinking he was a piece of shit. So she would never tell me any of the horrible things. But then as you get older, you start to just know shit, and you can put things together on your own. And I learned that for my brother's 1st birthday, my father called my mom, and he's like, I'm in Kentucky or Tennessee or some backwards-ass state, and I need money so that I can come see my son on his 1st birthday. It's so important. And so, like a sucker, my mom sends him the money, and you know what he does? He comes to Chicago, he goes to the south side, he hooks up with this woman he was fucking on the side, and never shows up to my brother's birthday party. And luckily, by that point, my mom knew well enough never to tell us that our dad was coming, because most times he wouldn't. And so, I just didn't know that was a thing until I got older, and she was sad one night, and I was like, talk to me about things. And she tells me this, and it's like, I'm sorry, but you should have told me he was a piece of shit a long time ago. And so, I don't know where I was
Nobody-
going with that. The point is,
I don't know.
my father's a piece of shit. That's what you should take away from that little rant.
I think where you're going to go, you're going to ask someone else what their preach to Daybreak would be.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Knix,
Oh, yeah.
what's one thing that would make you leave P99 and play on a live EverQuest server?
If you suspend TMO one more time.
Well, I mean, that's going to happen anyway, so no problem.
No,
Bye,
I'm
Knix.
just kidding. No, I don't know. You asked Uberbandit a different question, so I was all prepared for a different
Oh,
question.
well, answer the
Get
question
wrecked, nerd.
I asked Uberbandit.
Well, I think he had some really good points. It's a community. It's working together. I watch other people play MMOs on Twitch, and it's like they really never know who they're playing with. You know, it's just like, you know, they wait for a pickup group basically, and they don't even talk or anything. It's just there's no community.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, right now I may or may not be leveling a wizard in off hours for the shit of it, and you run into people that you grouped with the day before, and I don't know, it's just fun like that.
No, yeah, no,
You
Nick,
grow up with these people.
you're both right. You're 100% right. When I played here, like, just because I always played roughly around the same time, and, you know, until you go from one level range to another level range, you might spend time in the same dungeon. And so the people I leveled up with there was like 3 or 4 people that were always where I was leveling. And we became good pals. And when we got to 50, it was like, okay, what guild are you want to join? What guild are you going to join? And we tried to make it so that we all joined the same guild. Of course, it didn't work out that way. There was a couple people that wanted to join Guild A and a couple people that wanted to join Guild B. And I just went with where the majority of the peoples went.
Yeah.
But community is the thing I'm hearing the most. Ereni, what about you, lady?
Does it have to be one thing?
No, it could be anything, or it could be half of a thing, or just part of a thing. Just whatever random ass thought pops into your head.
No instances.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that, actually.
And it needs to be really hard. People need to die a lot. People just need to, like, you know, die all the time. Like, that's just something that needs to be required.
We need
And I
more
agree with
griffins.
Uberbandit. Make getting gear special.
Yeah.
You need to run around naked for like 3 months with like some
Yeah.
kind of club, and then you get like this really shitty item, but that it's just suddenly amazing, and it's just awesome.
That first shiny brass shield.
No
you're like, oh my
auction
God.
houses.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, mix high level mobs with low level mobs in the same zone.
Oh, fuck you, Griffin.
Yeah,
I lost my level 6 to that Griffin twice.
I mean,
the same fucking night.
don't just make amazing end game content. Make amazing early game content.
Exactly.
But
So many
amazing
MMOs.
doesn't mean easy.
Yeah, no, it just needs to be really fucking hard.
The game does not want you to play it.
Oh, Ereni, those are
A plus.
well said things. The instancing thing, I feel, is one of the worst things that ever happened to MMOs ever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do like with the LDON expansion, they introduced a ton of like progressive dungeons where it was a change of pace. Like if you wanted to go sit in Sol B and get a camp and have people pull to that camp all night, no problem. But if you wanted something different where you'd start at one point, progress to the end, maybe there's a boss, you know, like a progression type dungeon, you had that too. The only problem with that was it was instanced. And people were like, well, are you going to do it without instances? I'll tell you how. Temple of Frozen Shadow in Velius, I thought was a perfect example of an early progression dungeon that did not require instances. And like Ereni said, it was hard. Like, they didn't make it easy. And so you could get lucky and go from one floor to the next real quickly. But if anybody from P99 has spent time on beta doing that zone, they know that sometimes you can spend all night on one floor trying to get a key and never get it. And other times you get 3 keys in 2 hours. And it's nice. It's just a nice change of pace because it keeps people separated from the different floors. but it also allows you not to just sit in one place if you need more than that, but it's also not instanced. And so I think more dungeons like Tower of Frozen Shadow would be great, not just for EverQuest, but for all MMOs. And let me tell you something, I know TOFS is one of Nilbog's very favorite zones. And so if we ever do get to the custom content, you bet your ass that I'm going to push for dungeons like Temple or Tower of Frozen Shadow, because I think those dungeons are amazing, and I think EverQuest strongly lacks them.
Telvin brings up actually another good one. Classic EQ, the ability to power level and high levels being able to bust lower levels. And add Twink into that, and how that's strictly forbidden in pretty much all other MMOs.
Ugh! Here's the thing. It's good and bad. It's a double-edged sword, Talon. The ability to power level people is good. Because if you have been playing this game for 2 years, and then let's say me, Uberbandit, and Knix have been playing this game for 2 years, and our good friend Ereni is like, "Hey guys, I want to play this game with you too." And we're like, "Oh, but Ereni, we'd love to play with you. But unfortunately, it takes like 9 fucking months to catch up to us. And the people who made this game are dicks, and they didn't want us to have any way to catch you up." Like, that's a shitty thing.
Something that games have done lately that I've liked is scaling down higher level players in the lower level zones, so that you can play on an evil playing field with your new friend, so to speak. And you're still getting rewarded for it at your level as well.
Yeah, no.
Guild Wars 2 did that, where it scales down your stats essentially, but you still get XP as equivalent to what you would be getting out somewhere higher level.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Like, that's definitely one of the mechanics that... Because sometimes the power
scaling
leveling thing can be
people-
silly, yeah.
I know a lot of new MMOs do that with like the battlegrounds before you get to max level. They kind of scale everyone. Like once you hit 10 to 50, you're all.
But no one's gotten
roughly
it quite
the
right,
same.
is the thing. It always favors the up level to an almost
But
disgusting degree.
it should favor the higher level people. They've
In
done
Battlegrounds,
more
it's a
in the
little
game.
questionable.
No, fuck that. They've done more in the game. They should be better than you. If I'm a soldier who's led men into 7 different wars and have come out every time, I gain experience, real life experience from all of those battles. It makes me a better commander.
Right,
you
but
being all
what about-
green and leafy coming into your very first fight, you should never be on the same field as me.
That's what I'm saying, though. Instead of trying to put you in the same field, they should probably just separate you two. Put you with all of your battle-hardened, cock-waving, winning people, and then the people that are fresh play with the other fresh people,
What's
and then
going
they
on?
get good too.
I don't know. I heard cock waving, and then I thought I knew what we were talking about, and then it all changed. It all instantly changed and became different. So I don't know anymore.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Did I startle you with my genital flourish?
A
No,
little.
maybe. Let me mute this nerd.
well,
because-
Ereni and I was having a conversation about whether you have a bitch voice or not, Sirken.
Ooh. Like as an impersonation, or just when I
Yeah.
talk in general?
As an
Because there's a
impersonation.
huge difference there. Oh, Jesus. I don't even know what to say about that. So, last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to say... I'll just get that ready to paste in a minute, but I'm going to say here's the link for the Sony EverQuest Live forums. And if you go there, do not go there and post about Project 1999 because they hate that shit so much. But if you have any interest in their upcoming progression server, you should go check it out because it's upcoming and you're going to have all the official Sony-ness or Daybreak-ness or whatever the officialness is surrounding that. There's their forums. It has all the infos for all the things. Enjoy. See that, guys, at Daybreak? I'm plugging your shit, even though you ban people for saying our
And-
shit.
And he doesn't say, do not post about P99 there, ironically, either. He literally means
No,
it.
I'm being serious. I will not be proud of that. I would like our community to have some class and act like some mature peoples.
God,
Ian Dude
that
and
seems just-
Band-Aid02, thanks for hitting the follow button. That's it. That's all. I don't have a special, like, thank you follower message. I just wanted to thank them.
Yeah. No, fancy pop-up. You get to hear the cell phone. That is your
You
reward.
get to hear the
You
cell
hear the
phone.
ringtone. You better not ever change that fucking ringtone, by the way.
I don't think I can at this point.
Good.
I think it's like branded into like part of the stream.
What if
Yep.
you get a new phone?
Oof.
He has to find the old one. Go back through the stream recordings, record it, and then put it on the phone.
Aw, Agatha.
I think maybe we should make him go back to 1999 and use a phone from then.
Can we hear, like, a bell? Oh, fuck, who was it with the crazy-ass phone one time during the stream?
It was Clokey. Clokey
Yeah.
from Omni. Oh my god, he still has not sent me a screenshot of his phone. But for real, that
Swear to God, that thing has actual metal bells.
yeah, like a rotary phone with legit bells on it.
I kind of miss rotary phones.
Mm. My mom had a rotary phone in our first house.
My grandma had an old-ass rotary phone that was, like, impossible to actually use.
I remember when the phones in the houses were owned by the phone company.
That's stupid.
What?
Yeah, they were owned by the phone company.
That's
And if you wanted a colored one or something, you had to pay more per
time
month.
out. So if you broke your phone, you owed them money?
No, they'd come fix it if you didn't like just throw it on the floor or something.
What if
I
I
mean,
got mad?
it's-
What if I was on the phone with Uberbandit and Ereni, and they were like, "Fuck you!"
Oh
and I
man,
just
Sirken's got a
couldn't
party
take it,
line.
and I threw it. Well, because I remember three-way calling was a big thing. Back
Yeah,
when I was
I
little.
I think people tried to be really careful with their phones because the phone company could just go, sorry, I'm not putting a phone in your house.
I mean, it's like how people rent modems anymore.
People shouldn't rent modems.
It's a bad idea, but people do it.
I guess you're right, actually. Now that I think
Mhm.
about it, I guess you're right. That's horrible. I'm going over my list real quick. Uberbandit.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, you were running through Norath, and I
Mhm.
believe you heard plant life making strange sounds. That's really the last thing on my list. And
Yeah.
I
You were
would like
drunk,
more
and I didn't know if I
details.
was going insane. So, there is a
Sadly,
tree
I
in
wasn't the
East
best person.
Common Lands,
Mhm.
and I'm reluctant to try and tell you exactly which tree it is,
Uh-huh.
because it makes dying bitches sounds constantly. Well, not constantly, but randomly.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And the first time it happened, I just heard the female death sound. Like, I can't even imitate it because it's bad. But I turned around like, oh, someone must have died next to me. You see, that happens. And walked around a bit, and then heard it again from a different direction, a little further off. And I was like, I'm losing my goddamn mind. And then I went over to sit by some random-ass tree, and it came from that tree at least 3 more times.
I love all of that.
And I wasn't sure if Sirken was like somehow trolling me. Like he found he could make sounds, while invisible
Probably
at me.
was.
It wasn't.
Okay.
He would be too drunk to type that fast.
I have a confession. I play with sounds off because I don't like the sound of me getting hit.
That's so weird.
That's so weird. Like, how do you open bags or turn in quests?
Without that. Yeah, the bag noise is. I hear that noise in my head when I open my bag because I know it so well.
Mhm.
And the sound of the loot money pickup get.
Yeah,
The
that's
money
pretty cool.
clanging.
Yeah, if I could, I should just turn off my hits if you can do that. Not sure
You
you
could
can.
delete
Combat.
the sound.
The combat music was too stressful for me too. I didn't like
You can
that.
turn that off.
Yeah.
The combat music, huh? That combat
Too much
music
pressure.
is rough. Oh, god damn it. God damn it.
Well, if you're not a class see, there's lots of times when you play a druid that you don't actually have attack on or anything like that. You're just kiting stuff.
Yeah.
And so you don't hear the combat music, and so when you hear it, it's like, oh my god, something terrible's gonna happen.
Oh, guys, I gotta pee so bad.
Well, it's been 2 hours.
Uberbandit, you're in charge. I gotta pee.
Alright, taking the helm.
Take the helm and drive it not into the rocks. And watch out for mermaids, because contrary to what Disney would have you believe, mermaids are bitches, and they'll kill you.
What do they sound like when they talk?
I don't know. They just sing. They lure you
Nice
in.
try, Knix.
Look, I'm doing like a pee dance now. I gotta go.
Yeah, I didn't get him to say it, did I?
No.
Not quite. Other than NPC casinos, any other ideas for platinum sinks? I mean, I don't know if... What else could be a plat sink that, like, would be classic and not broken?
Well, I know they raised the price of coffins and port stones to hate, and
suppose
they could suck a lot of money, a lot more.
The only concern I have is the money sink shouldn't be hitting people that are leveling up like right now. You know, it shouldn't hit the fresh 60s as hard as it does the 5-year-old ones.
You mean the ones that are raiding? That have to buy port stones and recharge stuff?
Mm-hmm. What if you're brand new, and then someone chews you out, and you get kicked from TMO because you're not elite enough for them?
Well, then you wouldn't raid anymore. And then you wouldn't need to recharge your stuff. Or buy port stones.
Just walk around being a sad panda.
Yeah, tell them to short titles like Sir and their name changes is an idea.
The mechanics to put that in place, though. Coming up with platinum sinks other than the casinos. Knix said prices on the port stones and coffins and that hoopa choop.
Just make everything cost more?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, we cost your guys' guild so much money when we did that fake rape repop on April 1st.
Oh, you did.
I am sorry. I am sorry.
You are not sorry.
No,
where do we write for a refund?
You don't. You can... Actually, in the rules thread that I am writing up, there is a question and answer about where you can deposit your tiers.
Really?
Yes, there is. I felt that was a very important thing that needed to be in the rules. Because there are a lot of tiers.
And small coffins stack now.
Do they?
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
Are they supposed to?
Don't tell nobody.
No idea.
I thought that was a Velius thing. I didn't think that was a pre-Velius thing.
Oh, when the server came back up, it had stacking coffins.
Look, as someone who played a Necro, I'm not going to snitch on you guys. Don't worry. So.
As somebody played a Necro what?
I won't snitch on you guys about the coffins.
Oh.
I'm not going to make the Necro's life harder by taking their tiny coffins away.
Well, no, don't take them away. They now stack. You can buy stacks of them.
Right, but I don't know if they're supposed to stack yet.
Oh. There was something else, too. What was it that changed recently?
Man, what's been throwing me off when I started playing is, first it was camp not auto-sitting you, but now it's casting not auto-standing you.
Oh, it's horrible.
I bound my sit key to 1 because I just couldn't.
Those are awesome, or not awesome. Those are less than awesome changes.
Those are less than awesome. Do they fix that in Velius?
I don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know. Doesn't matter though, because guess what? We're just about done here. We're out of time. So I'm going to say real quick, everybody who's watching and listening, thank you guys for coming. You guys being here and just watching and following and watching the video on YouTube, it lets me know that you enjoy this, and so we keep doing it. By the view counts, I use your views to kind of tell me which guests you like and which subject matter you like the most. So watch things. Let me know. Leave comments and things, and I'll try to give you what you want. If not, go away. I don't even care.
Sirken confirm giving players what they want, not classic.
Not classic. Knix, say goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. And how come I can never be on a show when you give away guises?
Because usually when we do that, it's only
Listen, I'm just
staff.
kidding you. I'm just kidding you, because those are your most popular shows.
But here's the thing. If
Really?
you were on the stream, you wouldn't be eligible to win.
Oh.
Yeah,
Except
like
for when you try to
Sirken.
enter yourself.
Because that would
He
be
couldn't.
super favoritism.
I thought he couldn't, right?
Couldn't
tried.
what? I tried, it didn't enter me.
Yeah.
It was bullshit.
Well, thanks for having me. It was a good time.
Knix, it
Keep
is
on playing.
always great to have you. And you want to know something? Do you know what tonight is? Tonight is the night that, other than myself, you have now achieved more appearances than any other human being on this
Aw.
here stream. So congratulations on that. You are the most here
The most
person.
guested person.
Yeah, you're a regular. I don't even consider you a guest. The three of you, I don't consider you guests. Like, when I put this up on the YouTubes, it's not going to be like, featuring guest so-and-so. I know that kind of sounds shitty, because I'm like, yeah, we don't have any special guests tonight, just Knix and Ereni and Uberbandit. But it's because, like, I consider you guys part of the stream. I consider you as intricate as I consider myself. And
Integral.
whatever. I don't consider you guys guests. I
Three strikes,
consider
you're
you
out.
guys linchpins, and without you, the stream would be a failure. So, thank you three for being here tonight. It meant a lot to me, because it's the 50th Monday night thing. And so I really wanted you three to be here, and I didn't want anyone else to be here but you three. So thank you. And I
Can we make
interrupted.
Ereni feel like an outsider? Because me and Nyx were here on the first stream.
Ooh.
You and Nyx were here on the first stream. But to be fair, Ereni has hit 11, now 12 of the last 23 streams.
What's up?
And that's over 50%.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas Uberbandit, you're at 23 of 50. And that's
Hey.
below 50%. So really, you can't grief her too hard, because her percentage, her stream attendance percentage is higher than yours.
I mean, that's
And
fine
her-
if you want to forsake, you know, the people that got you started.
Oh,
That's all right. If you
Uberbandit,
want to slap it
even
on me.
before I had guests, you were like one of my... when my stream was 4 viewers and me just talking to myself like an asshole, you were one of those 4 viewers.
Damn, Skippy.
I love you for that, buddy. You are actually the person who was like, holy shit, I need to start having other people on stream. And then shortly after, I found some people that work together, and boom, Monday night's a thing. Uberbandit, say goodbye to these people.
Goodbye, fair people. Please help me in somehow trapping Nyx and Ereni in a closet so that I
What?
can get over their stream attendance.
Oh.
Sorry, I thought you were going a different way with that.
Yeah, I was
I
like...
realized it about halfway through, but I just kept going. I had to push through.
All right. Well, I threw your thing where you absolutely stream every day to keeping to a hard schedule. I put that in
fixed my
chat.
thing, and I am playing some EverQuest. I'm playing some Dwarf Fortress, which are streamable for me, so
Holy shit! I
that
can't
might be a
spell.
thing.
Oh my lord! I'm trying to spell Ereni's name and it is not working. Ereni. Amps. No, he won't rob you. He's from the suburbs. I will rob you the shit out of you though. Ereni.
Yes?
Say goodbye to these people.
Goodbye, everybody. Check out my stream at twitch.tv/EreniP99.
I'm gonna link that in like 8 seconds and
No, I'm gonna do it.
beat you.
What a dickle.
I already typed it. I just had to hit the enter button. You lose. You absolutely lose. Oh, I wouldn't rob anybody. I'm a very sweet person.
You don't even visit your mom when she's in the hospital.
Wow.
Ever.
Wow. Hopefully that was before. Hopefully all of that is before the hiccups with the sound, and so the YouTubers won't hear it. That's what I'm putting my monies on.
I don't think it was Sirken.
Well, fuck
No,
you.
because you told a whole story.
I don't like you anymore. Yeah. Go to Ereni stream, go to Uberbandit stream, follow them. If they get enough followers, we're going to do a super awesome giveaway that's going to involve multiple guises of Deceivers, Pegasus Cloaks, Mana Stones, and for one very special person, an
A burrito?
I was going to say an Amulet of Necropotence. But if you want to replace that with a burrito, we can replace that with a burrito. Can they at least choose the burrito, or are you going to pick that for them?
I'm picking it for them.
You know what? I would actually let you pick a mystery burrito for me. I think I like burritos enough that I'd be willing to go into that blindfolded. Oh my god, if you ever come to Chicago, we're going to do that. I'm going to have you make a bunch of different burritos, and I'm going to blindfold.
I'm not going to make burritos.
Alright, I'm going to send you out to get burritos. I mean, you have to do something.
This does not sound good.
Or I can just do it on my own.
I won't know
without
Chicago at all.
Sure you will. Chicago's great. We have a grid system.
You're
It's
just
real
going to
easy.
send me off to get a burrito?
I mean, I've been
That's
to...
how you treat your guests?
Wow. Alright, what if I just give you my phone? You can order burritos.
Definitely not going to Chicago.
Oh, well. Uberbandit,
Yeah.
you're closer anyway.
There's a pretty decent burrito place here.
We can merge two ideas, and we can do the burrito thing in the rainforest.
Fuck yeah, rainforest burritos.
Actually, I don't remember if the rainforest thing was a Monday night thing or a Bloomin' Opinion thing.
The rainforest? That has to be a stream thing because I could fix it on there.
Oh.
I mean, I could also reproduce it for you right now
No,
if you really want it.
don't. We're done. We're done. Goodbye, people. Thanks for watching. I'm Sirken, and www.project1999.com. We do classic EverQuest better than anyone else on the internet. Check it out. It's free forever. We don't allow any kind of pay-to-win or station store or real money transactions. We'll ban your account if you do it, so please, please, please don't do it. And thanks for watching. It means a lot. I appreciate it, and I will talk to you fine pals next Monday night. Bye, everybody. Hey guys, guess what? I'm still here. And if you're still here, I'm going to tell you, check out the YouTube, because everything I've pretty much ever streamed going back to summer of 2013-ish is going to be on the YouTube. Definitely October of 2013. And yes, that's it. I don't know where I was going to go with that. Hit the follow button if you haven't. Check out the other P99 streamers, because you know what? If you want to help the server, and let's say you don't donate. Let's say you just, for whatever reason, you either don't want to donate or you can't donate. One thing that really helps the server is is streamers. There's a lot of people who stream P99, not just me, but a lot of people. And just hanging out on their stream, you know from being on this website that when you see someone streaming, if you click on EverQuest, you look at whoever has the most viewers and you're like, oh my god, why does this people have so many viewers? And that's the channel you're probably going to click on. And so just hanging out in these P99 channels, even if you just mute it and minimize it, you're honest to God legitimately helping the server. So if you see someone streaming P99, and like I said, it doesn't matter who it is. It could be some random scrub in EC. It can be a raider in a Class C guild. It could be me. It can be Rogan. It can be literally anybody. If you just go to their page and boost their viewer count, it's going to help Project 1999, and it's not going to cost you a penny. And so check out the other streamers, hang out, interact, chit-chat with them. When people come into their chat rooms and they're like, what server is this? What game is this? Answer their questions, tell them where to go. I mean, you heard it tonight. The reason P99 especially is so wonderful is because of the community. And that's you guys. So do your community duties, and I'll see you next week.